I'm trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways.
I'm about to drop some hugely powerful alpha. And that's what they call it. They call it alpha, believe me. Okay? And not many people know this, but alpha means that I know big things, strong things, powerful things. So here's the alpha, folks. If you want to be hugely rich like me, you got to join and subscribe to the BLEEVESCRYPTO YouTube channel. You got to become a member because many people say, quite frankly, it's the strongest YouTube channel out there. It's fantastic. It's the best. So let me know what you think, folks. Funny Donald Duck.
I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 Lady, and I got my shine. Money in my pocket and we're feeling fine. Radio's loud and we're playing Sublime. I think it's gonna be a good day, my oh my. I can't believe I made it this far, it's a miracle. Floating in the clouds now, used to be miserable. Never looking back since I changed my ways. I'm on that good life tip today. I'm looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world, I wanna be shining like diamonds and pearls. I want you to go there with me, girl. I'm looking for the good life, good life. Baby, we can have it all. We can make love by the waterfalls. I'm living that good life after all. Yeah. La da da da, good life, sitting by the fire. La da day, good life, feeling that breeze.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Bleeves. Welcome to Breakfast with Bleeves, where we're going to talk about this crypto market. We're going to touch on the stock market a little bit, and we are going to go all over the place in China, because there is a whole lot going on in the Chinese market right now. I have no idea why it's such a big deal, but it is, everything that's going on right now seems to be a big deal, and it seems to be building to this massive bull run that we're about to have. And Jerome Powell, the Fed, the United States, nobody's going to stop it. Nobody can control it right now. Does not mean that it's going to happen. What it means, though, is that the Chinese government has injected liquidity into the market. They've put money into people's daily lives. That's created opportunity for people to do things that they haven't been doing. Remember, there was a housing crisis in China with the fall of God damn it, I can't even remember what it was called now. But one of their big companies collapsed many moons ago, and they'd been fighting along the way. They had not built the assets, even though they were supposed to. People couldn't get their houses. It was a nightmare for them. And the end result of all of that was that the Chinese rose up, protested, started having fits about, where my house is, or, whatever they say in China. And it did not end to the best of advantage. And I'm looking for the name right now, but I don't see it. Anyway, so when that happened, created a problem. And so it seems to be that the government is now throwing money at the problem, and that would indicate that it's going to be fixed. So let's break into the pre-market. And first of all, Richard, good morning. Maddie B, good morning. Husky in the house. What is going on? Ryo's in the house. Brandon Hitt is in the house. Let's talk NGN. Are we to believe that Indonesia will not have access to Volt until the 23rd? I believe Indonesia has access. Just because Indodax is listing doesn't mean that there aren't other exchanges that are registered in Indonesia to do trading. So I don't think that it's a big deal. I think the fact that it's on something now that is an Indonesian exchange makes it a big deal, because people who are, patriotic to their country are going to be looking at it now and saying, "Ooh, this is an opportunity for me." Brandon Hitt says, I bought a position in NGN yesterday and would like to know more. Well, go to Telegram for that. If you bought a position in NGN, NGN is an upcoming AI technology that's basis is cryptocurrency, and it will be used in theory to put me out of business because it will be a reasonable predictor of the positive or negative sentiments on a cryptocurrency. So if you haven't checked out NGN, by all means, go check out NGN. And it's supposed to be released in the spring. So we are almost at the end of winter. So not too long now, and you're going to start seeing stuff. Now, if you look at Chat GPT, things like that, the evolution of some of these technologies doesn't take that long. So it shouldn't be incredibly complicated. It will take a little bit of time, obviously, to make it work the way that you want it to work, because it's doing a lot of different things. And you have to use the API from Twitter, which I think is pretty expensive. Because one of the things that it's going to do is it's going to take the sentiment and the opinion of people in the market, and it's going to, it's going to look at your hashtags for each product, and it's going to say, well, does it have a positive sentiment or does it have a negative sentiment? And then that's going to help you make an informed decision on your investment. So great idea overall. I got Rugged has arrived, Voltaholic in the house, Greg M is here, Jeff T, Honda, Joni Metcalf is in the house, Richie's here. Let's see, Diggy is in the house, Cash is here. Kamal, good morning. Anna Ray is here. Juice in the house. Connie Greenup is here. Justin W is in the house. Dalton's here. G-Man, Mike Osborne, Carlos Carbajal is in the house. Kurt is here. Ryan Lee. I have no idea what happened to BTFA and Swingdow. I really have no idea. Ben Fair is in the house, and MDK 420 is here. Now let's take a quick look over here at the market, and you can see that we are at down 338. This is some of that drunk magic that you experience and I talk about every once in a while, where the market, just because the pre-market's opened up, now people are selling and now people are liquidating positions because S&P took a loss last week, and it's the magical made up crap, right? There's no real there's no real reason for this to happen. I think Home Depot had less than stellar earnings that they reported, but I mean, look, the world's not tanking on Home Depot. Let's face facts, right? So, party on, Wayne. Bleeves, have you come across Unification Fund? Hearing more and more about it being the backbone of Shib. Don't know anything about it. That seems like I don't know. We'll see. But the market looks like this: 24,597. Bitcoin didn't hold 25,000. I don't think that's a big deal. No, I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's anything remarkable there. Polygon down 5%, ETH down 2%, BNB down 1.5% in the 24-hour period. So a little consolidation. Which, listen, if anybody has been doing this for any length of time, you knew it was coming and you knew it was going to happen. You didn't know exactly which market it would be. By the way, it turns out it was the Middle Eastern market. You don't know which market it's going to be, but you do know that it's going to happen, right? Because it always does, because you see those crazy dips. And also, one of the things that's important in that area, this is weird. The American futures market opens at the same time that the Middle Eastern markets are doing their thing. So it is entirely possible that some bot trading dunked on these prices, drop them down. But we should start seeing a lift today, and a continued lift, because it's just crypto is not going to be held down. So we come over here and we look at the total DeFi, and you can see 1.071 trillion on the crypto market cap, trading just under the 50-day SMA, but not approaching the 200 at this point. It doesn't mean that it won't retest. Doesn't mean that we won't come back down here to see what we see. Like maybe we get a strong bounce or something like that. If you look at the wicking that happened over here, like you don't see, you see some upward movement, but you're not seeing like a big, strong, sort of big wick candle here. You're seeing these little ones right here. So I don't know that means that we're going to do anything big yet. Might be a little bit more downside on it. Same thing over here. You're not seeing any kind of big wicks that would indicate like this right here when you get this massive pump, or this big one yesterday that led to the massive dump. So you're not seeing any of these. And by the way, that's the one I was talking about, if you're wondering. And it happened at 2 o'clock instead of 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock is when the European market opens. This is kind of the Middle Eastern range. So you saw that the market was up here at Bitcoin was at 25,255 in the middle of the night. And then all of the sudden this happens. Now, one of the things is, remember what I told you, there's a lot of stuff going around right now about people, and we might even go over some of it up here, but what I said yesterday still applies. So you got into this range right here and you did whatever liquidations that you were able to do, right? Well, we got into a deeper range here. We didn't get up to 25.3, but we got up to 25.250, which is another big move. And you can see right here, we hadn't been there since a few days back. And those are liquidations. Those are short positions that are getting liquidated. So we saw the same thing again, and we didn't get into those liquidations. And that's what we needed, was probably to get up into this range here, a little bit higher than we were last time. And that's where you start to pop more long, get more shorts getting wrecked. That's what you're looking for. And we didn't get that, right? So now you come back down and you retest. You check these lower levels and you see where the bounce level is. It looks like the bounce level, by the way, is going to be right about here, 24,460. So, and by the way, I'm just eyeballing that, but it really kind of looks like, yeah. So right there seems to be, we'll change that to green. That seems to be the level by which we're probably going to use as support at this point. You can see here that we did come down here and get close to testing it. It might be just a little bit off, but generally speaking, it's in that range. And we're on our way back up, or at least we appear to be on the way back into the positive. Now we're going to have to see the American market, which has been on the sideline for the last 72 hours with the weekend and President's Day. So maybe we'll put a pin in this, and we got about 15 minutes until the market's open, and then we might see some movement happening over here. But let's get into a couple of things here. Nearly 3 billion BUSD stablecoins have been removed from the market in the last 6 days. And I want you to recognize that this was not BUSD being sold off and being transferred to anybody else. This was BUSD being used to buy Bitcoin. And Binance is the biggest Asian mover, and the Chinese market is getting back into crypto, and they have the soft support of the Chinese government, who hasn't banned crypto in literally months. So, hey, it looks like we're in a decent position right now. So everybody's kind of starting to layer themselves in and put themselves in good position. T-Bear, thank you for the $5 bomb. Thoughts on ACH? Looks promising. Let's go check ACH out over here. That is that Alchemy? All right, if it's Alchemy, god damn. All right, Alchemy had a nice little run. If you're talking about Alchemy, then Alchemy just looks like it absolutely pumped super hard over the 7-day. What are we up? 148%. And that is a big number. Alchemy staking protocol or payment system? Alchemy Pay. All right. And on and off chain ramps, NFT checkout, and crypto payment. Accept payments and ooh. All right, so Alchemy Pay supports fiat crypto purchases from 173 currencies. So I would say that, look, we're in the dawn of DeFi really getting its chance to shine. So something like Alchemy, if this is what we're talking about, ACH, then this is an absolute banger of a play. And I don't think that this is the end of it. Total market cap 379 million, putting it just outside of the top 100 right now, which I think goes to around 420, 410 million right now. So does it have room to run? Yes, not a whole lot. I would be looking at this as an opportunity to take profit at this point. I would be looking to get my money out and look for a dip, because remember, you can't run above these the SMAs for very long before you crash back down to earth. The question would be, how many new holders have you added in this period of time? And if the holder count is at 20,000 and going down, then here's what you got to understand. This is not sustainable. This is not going to hold. People are going to come back out of it, and the price is going to come back down. So I would be taking profit at this point and looking at it an opportunity to accumulate some more on the way back down, with down being 2748, 2750, and then again somewhere in this 22 to 2300 range. I don't know that it comes back down to these previous lows, but that's based on the number of holders that you have. And since you haven't picked up a bunch of new holders, just a few new holders, there is a possibility that it does run back down here into this 1480 level, which would be, look, if you're going to be shrewd about it, then you're going to say 1500 is your buy-in level, right around here, because that seems to be a comfort spot for the SMA right there. And this move going up will come back down. So yeah, I think it's a if you got in here and you made out really good on it, good for you. But this is the moment where you kind of want to say this is not the market. We're not in altcoin season yet. We're getting close to it, by the way. I do believe that we're getting close to altcoin season. So that being said, good luck, and I hope it works out for you. A few friends from Advantis Project brought me here. Happy to learn about your channel. Hey, man, I appreciate you. Thank you for the $10 bomb. Advantis, if you haven't already, is if you're ever wondering about a token, and it's Advantis.ai, and you just come over here, launch the app, and let's say that you've got a crypto project that you're looking for, and you're trying to see like how is the project, and here's CoinMerge, which just came out. So you pop this, take a copy of it, go over here, input the contract address, and then let it analyze and let it do its thing, and then it will give you kind of an overall idea of what it looks like. Gives you a score of 2. It doesn't say great things about CoinMerge at this point, but it does say 0 lock liquidity, circulating supply 11 billion, and no unlock happening right now. So it's got a concern over here about the lock liquidity. Now, it could be, by the way, that that it doesn't go to every provider of liquidity locks. I don't know for sure at this point, but also if you look over here, you see it doesn't say that the liquidity has been locked, but it does have a 4 million market cap and been consolidating kind of nicely along this little trend line. Well, actually, it's not the trend line. That's the 50-day SMA. So it's just kind of creating its own history at this point. So, but a 4 million market cap, so it's got plenty of room to grow. As we go down here, though, you can look at, do a full view, and now you can come down here and look at the top 10 wallets. You can look at similar contracts, and it'll give you different sort of contracts here. It tells you that one of them was rug pulled, another one was rug pulled. Doesn't mean that this one will be, but it does mean that that it is possible, because it's a non-renounced contract. Now, CoinMerge, listen, we've done a lot of business with CoinMerge over the time. I've done a lot of videos, or not videos, but Twitter Spaces with CoinMerge as a guest. So I don't have any reason to question them. But you do have some concerns over here, and it's not meeting what you would call it's not getting a good rating from Advantis. So that's how it works. And if you come over here to Token Sniffer, I got a feeling that you're probably going to look, and you're probably going to see the same kind of scoring system when you get into Token Sniffer. Not the same scoring system, but you get it. This overall rating is probably not going to be favorable. It's probably going to look kind of bad. 45 of 100. Ownership is not renounced, and the liquidity is not burned and locked. So you should. There is adequate liquidity, and there's a pool, but it's not locked. So you would certainly be nervous about it. And Advantis is recognizing that and turning it into a bad thing. High risk level, and that is true. It's a high risk level. So if you haven't, check out Advantis.ai. Run your tokens through it just to see what it looks like, and make decisions based on the data that you have in front of you, not what you think, which is always a great thing and a great idea. Also, $5. Relax with me. Thank you for the $5 bomb. Yeah, the Bada Bing, I'm pretty sure it's out of business in Jersey. But I know Tony Soprano's out of business. That's for sure. However, I did watch the Saints. I think it was called the Saints of New Jersey, and I really loved it. And the kid that played a young Tony Soprano was James Gandolfini's son. Did a great job. Really kind of looked like him throughout the whole thing. T-Bear, you're welcome. Absolutely, man. Is Bitcoin dropped? Yes, Bitcoin is dropped, but it's not a big deal. I don't think you should have to worry about that right now. By the way, if you hear anything in the background right now, that is progress happening, baby. They're building a crypto temple right next to me. I don't know why it's got 666s and like black onyx everywhere, but yeah, it's going to be kind of scary. Anyway, so Polygon Labs, just to point out something that we hear this and we get nervous when the market does this, but Polygon Labs cut staff by 20% in consolidation. Polygon Labs has been just absolutely pumping and going out of its mind crazy for the last little while, having a great recovery, right? Well, if that's the case, why is it reducing staff? Well, and I mean, it's a simple answer. Finally, you can recognize what's going on in this market. Sometimes a business just has to shed employees in order to position itself properly for the future. So what's going on with Matic as price action isn't indicative of what's going on with Matic in their day-to-day. The firm noted it consolidated multiple business units. As part of this process, we're sharing the difficult news that we reduced our team by 20%, impacting multiple teams in about 100 positions. Doesn't mean, by the way, that they're not going to pull in a few more people. What is up, Family Z and Beaver Lumber? What's happening? So it doesn't mean that, you know, they're and doesn't mean they won't expand. By the way, Coinbase, Crypto.com, people who have laid off significant amounts of their workforce, doesn't mean that they're not going to come back in and rehire a bunch of people at some point in the future. So also, hundreds of fake ChatGPT tokens are luring crypto punters, majority issued on the BNB chain. Y'all dirty over there, man. Y'all just dirty with BNB. Nefarious market participants are attempting to cash in on the ongoing ChatGPT craze and technology. And if you just watch this up here, then you know what I'm talking about, because it doesn't take you very long before you start seeing AI everywhere or meta everywhere and stuff like that over the course of the day. And you know that everybody just throws AI in the name. Scammers are not wasting a chance to monetize. Bing Chat GPT has been issued. Peck Shield has detected dozens of newly created Bing Chat GPT tokens, of which 3 appear to be honeypots and 2 have high sell taxes. There's a whole bunch of them out here. Let's see what the names are. Let's run this one back. Bing Chat GPT, Lail.ai, Goose Duck, Go, Duck Go is Goose Duck. That is so awesome. FC Rabley, The Cats, Musk, Starry, Elizabeth Truss, Doge Shit Designer. Oh my God. And then the BBD, the bigger and better deal, baby. And then HJ Dow. There are just so many of them out there. Be very careful with what you're investing in. Make sure that if you're going into one of these things, that you pop back out and you take profit before you get wrecked. Moving on. Crypto analysts scramble to explain Bitcoin's pause near 25,000. Let me not read the article, and let me come over here and let me look at it for you and say, why did that happen? Oh yeah, we already went over it. We got rejected because we could not get through this position and get over where we were before. We couldn't get through. Let's remove that and come back over here. And we don't need the Forex. We did not, when we were testing this just a few hours ago, we did not get over this orange line. This orange line represents a lot of shorts, a lot of positions that are going to be liquidated that did not get liquidated. So that's what we're dealing with. That's why it didn't happen, and that means that we're going to make another run at it very, very, very shortly. Now, the other thing is, and you should be concerned a little bit about this, is that on this way back up, let me show you something that's kind of important here. That 50 SMA is right there, and we rejected off of the 50 SMA after only 3 hours. So that should be a little concern. What we'd like to see is to get back into that 24,800, 900 level in order to get that run going back on and to get back up there. But again, the American markets are opening pretty soon. We should start seeing some capital start to enter. People are going to say, hey, you know what? Look, everybody's thinking right now the same thing, or should be thinking the same thing right now. Unless you talk like this and you have no idea what's going on. What's going to happen here is if you don't layer yourself in, and what happens in China continues to happen in China, and Hong Kong on June 1st kicks off the bull run. If all of this plays out and all of this happens the way that it looks like it's going to happen, or the way that it at least appears, then if you don't have your investments layered in right now, you are going to miss out on a massive run. By the way, we should point out Crow is the lone one that's up bigly today. 9.3 cents just a little while ago. That was at 1 a.m. Now it did have a rejection, but it's still up big on the day. I have no idea what's going on with this. Everybody, we've all kind of been looking for it, trying to see like where's the catalyst, and there's basically just no catalyst right now on why Crow is just pumping itself up like crazy. There was no single event. Sometimes it's just time, and it starts taking off, and you start seeing a bunch of whales accumulate. The best I could find were that some shorts were liquidated, causing some pumps in the chart. And that was about all I could find. John Deaton, the Ripple attorney, is convinced that the SEC is going to lose the lawsuit. Now, he did the amicus curiae. He's not the attorney, but he's representing people who are interested in what's going on. I think he was the attorney for the investors who wanted to be part of the lawsuit that didn't get to be part of the lawsuit, and he thinks that Ripple is going to win. John Deaton is convinced that the SEC will lose its legal battle with Ripple in the ongoing case. The attorney believes the loss will shut down the SEC's gross overreach. The attorney pointed out to the Virginia versus EPA lawsuit to support his beliefs. Deaton's opinion came as a comment to Ripple's chief legal officer, Stuart Alderoty's tweet about the financial watchdog losing 4 out of its 5 cases in the Supreme Court. Furthermore, Deaton has said that the summary judgment brief in the lawsuit is an extremely well-written appellate brief. There's some attorneys who work for the team that wants to win, who think they're going to win. I don't think that's anything, but this is something that you should recognize right now. I'm going to hit refresh on it before we confirm it for data. Negative 447 holders on Shiba in the last hour. And you can see here that the price is just not holding up very well. So I would be a little bit concerned about that, because that's a lot of people exiting retail, especially Shiba. We haven't seen any negative on Shiba in a little while, and all of a sudden we are seeing just a massive sort of exodus happening at this point. Now, the other thing is it just bounced off of this 1300 support line. Now, if it bounces off of that line, that should be a strong move to the upside and might even be testing back up here. So we can see right here that it's created a very large wick, which would be indicative of a move to the upside. Now, we don't know if that move is going to be short-lived or long-lived, but we do know that that puts us under the 200 SMA right now, and that's not a great sign. So I do hope that Shib recovers very quickly. Otherwise, people are going to be like, and getting kind of antsy about it. Now, Bone is at $1.89. It has a 436 million market cap, and you can see over here, it's not like this is an okay pump. And a few hours ago, it had another okay pump. If you got in way back here, then you feel pretty good about the position. But it's in the top 100, by the way. 436 should get it into the top 100, maybe even at number 100 right now. It's dipped a little bit, so let's try down here. and see where it shows up. Number 96 right now, showing up as number 96 overall. 415 right now on a dip is the number 100. So the bone holder count. All right. So somebody said check the bone holder count. All right. Bone. Well, I don't see bone being tracked over here, so we'll have to look at it. It's up 0.24%. That's about 200 people. But if 500 people have left Shiba and 200 people have entered Bone, that doesn't explain anything. So, no. And look, I know a lot of people are always looking for an answer. I mean, that's going to be part of the answer. That's not all. At least not yet. At least not yet. Could just be that this market is reversing and it's creating a pump. So could be that it hit that 1300 line and now it's about to start pumping again. Bitcoin dominance reaches a critical level. So here's the question: when is altcoin season? Now, listen, I don't want to be the one to point it out here, but we're scrolling through here, and year to date, Conflux is up. Conflux, by the way, is out of its goddamn mind. It's up 1,252% today. Conflux is an Asian blockchain. And I don't know if maybe I didn't point it out here. Maybe I didn't bring you guys the article. Conflux is a public expressionless blockchain in China. And this thing is just going out of its mind, up 52% for year to date. In the 30 days, it's up 1,000%. So it's 10x in the last year. Singularity, Ajax, Render Token 300%, Aptos 282%, Stacks 200%, Graph 200%, Optimism 168, Phantom 167, Immutable 159. By going down the list, like we're not in altcoin season or in an altcoin season right now. Give me a break. Like, come on. We are in something of an altcoin season already. So if the question is, when does the altcoin season begin? Excuse me. If you're looking for 1,000Xs and stuff like that, and you're looking for a big shakeup in this, fine, maybe we'll get it. But it looks like Conflux gave it to us, Singularity gave it to us, Render gave it to us, Aptos was already there. Optimism gave it to us. Binary gave it to us. Didex gave it to us. Loopring did the same. Rose did the same. Bone just did the same. Engine, I think Engine was really kind of in there, but maybe not close enough. Maybe Engine had fallen out. In fact, Engine, I think, might have been like 113 or something like that at one point when I looked at it. Helium, same thing. Zilliqua, same thing. Like all these tokens were not in the top 100 are now in the top 100. So I think we're already having this rally that they're talking about. And maybe we're going to be talking about a meme coin rally or something like that pretty soon as we get a little blow off to whatever's happening right now. And boom, Shiba is now back to running. So yeah, what I said was that maybe we would be bouncing off of this because we got this big wick, and it looks like that's what's happening, and it's pushing its way back to the 200 AMA, and $3 billion was just injected back into the market in Dow Jones, which was down 338 to start off, is now down to 247. So we've got a gigantic gap. Jesus Christ, look at that one. We'll see how the day goes with this gap. I wonder if we're going to get this gap filled. Like, that's going to be very interesting. It's going to take a lot. Like, it's going to take a positive day to get back into that and to fill that gap. So I'll be interested to see how it plays out. But the SPY is down 3. So, everything's down just a little bit to start off the day as the nervous Americans do their nervous Nancy stuff and act like babies. America doing America. All right. So anyway, China quietly supporting Hong Kong's proposal to allow retail Bitcoin and trading crypto trading. in a report right now. And I think that, again, what you're seeing here is China is now back in the game after being out of the game for a little bit. Now let's move over here and let's get into, we're going to drop these for the moment, and we're going to close out here with NGN being up 16% at $1.16. They have a buy contest going on until noon today. So if you're not, then this is an opportunity to get into NGN. I'm in. I'm up 58x on my original investment. As you can see over here, my original amount was $116, and that is now 3.74 ETH. Bone, I don't have any bone. Decanect, I've got almost 70,000 of that, and that's 3.57. BRL, you can't see all the BRL. I have 3,623 BRL, but I've got it staked, so you can't see it in the wallet. I have 28 worth $44 in the wallet. So at $1.56, that means that 3,623 are worth about $5,000, something like that. I have about $87 in rewards that I've earned so far, which, by the way, the APY on it was 26%, I want to say. $84 is what I've earned so far. The APR is up, which means that there's a little bit more activity happening right now. So that's a good thing. But I have 3,595 staked and 28 in my wallet. So that's 5,656. I mean, again, that was off 2 ETH, which was about 1,100 at the time. So off of 2,200, I'm sitting at 5,600 right there. Let's see how that goes. Maybe it does something. Hulk still sitting around 37.35. I've got 3,500 million, billion, trillion, because we do these micro caps. 0.73 ETH. Wiz Protocol, I got $1,000 in, and that's at 0.62 ETH. So roughly I'm about dead even on that one. Volt, 2,062, and I'm at 10 ETH right now. Terrarium, 31.94, 1.1 ETH. Now I put 5,000 into Terra, by the way, which was probably like 4.5 ETH at the time that I put it in, or 4 ETH at the time I put it in. So not happy with that return so far. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see how it goes over the over time. Cato 1371. I got 40,000 of those. 0.32. CMOS, don't have any CMOS. Didn't get in on that launch. And if I can't get in on the launch, if I didn't get in on that launch, then yeah, a little bit nervous about it. And they didn't reach out to me to do anything or anything like that during the launch. So, if an opportunity presents itself, then maybe I'll like ape in. MMAI, I got in for $500, and that's 55.55 ETH right now. So it's at 800, 900, but basically $900. Shib, I got 45 million Shib. So that's 0.35, not a big amount. Lillian down to 61.73, Saitama down to 25.89, BCB down to 95.97. Still an opportunity. I really think that BCB is about to have that big reversal. It came up, by the way. Did 1,068 and then tested that 50 SMA and rejected off of that, which is not what you wanted to see. But it is testing this bottom one more time. So hopefully it can break out and start making a move again. Floki, 40.31. Again, Floki runs hard. Floki tanks hard. And it's going down to that SMA and then maybe even below. Now, it looks like it's got a little bit of a bounce happening, so we'll see what happens. But it doesn't have a positive money flow, although it looks like it might be flipping back. As you can see down here, you can see that you were in positive money flow on the signal line, and then you went into the negative right here, and it looks like it might be reversing. It's too early to tell. WAGMI 48.84, rejecting from where it was before, still trending right here on this 50 SMA, but not holding up. You can see right here for a couple hours, if it rejects right there, then you're probably going to be looking at some more bottom, and you're probably going to be looking at some more downside. And if there is downside, then I would expect that this is going to continue to move up. So over the time, it's probably going to converge right in this 42 range. And then that will probably be where the bounce is, unless we get the actual launch of the project. So if we get the launch of the project, then we're good to go. And we'll be doing just fine. So I think that pretty much wraps it up. There we go. God damn. Woo. All right, guys, it's not financial advice. My name is Bleeves. I am always right. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you learned something today. Hope I taught you at least a little bit about something that's going on somewhere in the crypto market. I hope that you learned just a little bit of something, especially about China, because I do think that unless something changes magnificently and rapidly in the next couple of days, then I think that China is now going to take over as the quote-unquote leader of crypto, and they are going to start sending the whole market, especially because of all the positivity coming out of Hong Kong right now. So I just get a feeling that that's something big. That's something big that's happening right now. And by the way, one more piece that I want to present to you before we log out is the total DeFi market. And I want you guys to look at the total DeFi market over the course of this year. We're going to use a day chart here. This is what happened at the beginning of this year. This is why it's so important. And here's the thing. Let's take a ruler right here. And DeFi is up 85% over the course of this year so far. And here's the thing. Gary Gensler can't touch DeFi. So we got a golden cross over here. We're moving in the right direction. It's continuing in the right direction. Same thing over here. We've got this one. Bitcoin's about to head to the moon. Look, everything is in place right now. All you guys have to do is just hold on for dear life, and everything's going to be all right. This is not financial advice. My name is Bleeves. I'm always right, and we'll talk to you again soon.
I'm looking for the good life and good life. Sitting on top of the world. I want to be shining like diamonds and pearls. I want you to go.